What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk about Virgin Galactic, ticker is SPCE. I want to give you a good overview of some of the data points, what recently came out, and why it is currently down 18.33%. So I'm going to go over all that. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So like I said, 18.33% in the red. A lot of volume is getting in. So 27.65 million shares being traded within the first 2 hours of the trading day. So a lot of eyes are on Virgin Galactic, largely because of this. So this came out after hours yesterday, and it says Virgin Galactic raises 300 million, seeks an additional 400 million to expand spacecraft fleet. So coming from a current investor standpoint, it does suck. Dilution, plain and simple, is horrible. But at the same time, I think this is one of those risks that people were saying that could be very damaging to Virgin. The fact that they're only and one and only spacecraft, if that was to go down, then what? What on earth would they be doing? So having a second spacecraft would be very ideal, especially for the operation. So it's one of those kind of sticky scenarios that it makes sense, but nobody likes dilution. So once again, let me know you guys' thoughts. Keep in mind, I am not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. But still, moving on from that, at the time of doing this video, there's obviously that SEC filing that is very much linked to this. And as far as that though, there is no actual news, no press releases, nothing along those lines. So let me know you guys' thoughts. Do you think that this is good? Are you taking advantage of these prices and buying and increasing your position? Or what is your take, for instance, on Virgin Galactic? So moving on from that though, we'll go over some of the data points and things that you need to know. One thing that I have noted is currently there is 48 ETFs that do hold Virgin. So in general, I think that's a pretty good thing because that actually has increased from, I think it was 45 the quarter prior. And so as you can see, these are all the actual ETFs that do hold Virgin within their portfolio. So let me know you guys' thoughts on that in the comments below. But as far as what options are doing, so currently there is within, like I said, the first 2 hours of the trading day, and keeping in mind today is Friday, which usually is a little bit lower volume, there's $1.6 million in calls being purchased versus 3.78 million in puts. So of course, based on this, and I think just generally anytime there's ever a reverse stock split that is announced or potentially just dilution, there's a negative connotation to that. So I think this is why a lot more puts are being purchased, which of course does signal that and kind of anticipates that it is going to continue to go down. So I'll touch on the technicals in a second and let you know exactly what that is saying. As far as this, so this is the grid, shows all the expiry dates, strike prices, and things that you need to know. And this only shows calls. Based on this, there's clearly a correlation around the $5 mark. That is what is anticipated over the next couple days. As far as puts though, it is similarly anticipated to be around the 450 range. So a lot of people just plainly did not anticipate this news to come out. But moving on from that, no big transactions today. So that's kind of surprising. So keep in mind, these are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market, and it shows anything over $100,000, aka what big money is doing. So even though the volume is fairly high today, big money isn't necessarily doing anything, especially considering it's kind of going here. That might just be algorithms and so forth. So again, it is what it is. I'll give you guys a quick overview, for instance, of shorts and what they are doing today. Short score is currently 78, utilization is at 100%, and it is to note right now there is currently $308 million in shorts out there, so pretty significant. But still, as far as what is happening today, this is why I do feel sometimes things are an overreaction. So this is a very good representation of a bullish action because right now shorts are returning 160,000 shares, and the fact that it is very much red and they are returning shares, it kind of does signal that they feel that this is an overreaction. But of course, that's just my own interpretation. 25.03% of the free float is being shorted, and that works out to be 57.73 million shares overall being shorted. Cost to borrow is gone down a little bit, so 7.28% is the average. So once again, let me know you guys' thoughts on this aspect right here. But still, when it comes down to their last earnings, it did signal that they had 833.6 million in cash and cash equivalents. And as far as debt, they had 476.7 million. So you kind of just have to take that with a grain of salt. The market cap obviously is 1.1 billion, so it has got hit quite heavily in Q1, but the current is 1.5 billion. But like I said, a lot of people want to know what is coming next. Shorts clearly anticipate it. This is a little bit more of an overreaction. Options are saying that it is going to continue to trend down, but based on this, with it being at $4.35, it did get hit quite hard. So it's currently trading between this P and the R1. So around $4 is that next big support. Vice versa, $4.75 is that next big resistance. So those are some points that you need to watch for if you're looking a little bit closer. So at the 4-hour chart right here. So with it, similar, like I said, 435, it's within this S1 to the pivot. So it's a little bit more of a breaking down on the short term. So when it comes down to it, looking here though, stochastic has been very much overbought. So I think that this is kind of justified as well. The fact that it is pulling back is kind of resetting the technicals, which in my standpoint, I would rather see a nice laddered approach rather than a quick spike up. That usually does skew a lot of the numbers. So the fact that it is pulling back is kind of healthy as well, especially the fact that it is also staying in the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band as well. But moving on from that though, looking at the momentum indicator, number of retail investors are just completely getting out. So let me know you guys' thoughts. Are you one of those retail that is selling potentially today, or have you been buying? What is your take on Virgin, especially considering they do have obviously a lot of big catalysts coming up potentially, assuming they don't really push it back or cancel or whatever it is. But definitely I think things might be turning out for the better. And like I said at the very beginning, hypothetically, this news can be interpreted as negative and positive at the same time. So let me know you guys' thoughts. If you're looking for a lot of good compiled information such as this, take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a link in the description below for a 7-day free trial. And with that said, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. Take advantage of also promos such as this with Moomoo. Link in the description below and also the comments. Sign up for a free account. You get 1 free stock. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. And as you can see, throw $100 at the account. You get 5 free stocks and plus $100 cash reward. So it is a complete no-brainer. This is literally the pure definition of a massive free promo. This is only up until June the 30th though, so take advantage while you can. Link in the description below and also the comments. And with that said, I appreciate you guys watching. Let's eventually make a lot of money on Virgin Galactic.